And we will get started with our meeting. Just the topic of probably all the tables here is what's happening down in Puerto Vallarta and Guadalajara. And we pray for peace there. I'd like at this time to move on to our guest speaker, and I'll have Bruce here introduce our guest speaker for the day.
Thank you, President Lauren. Yes, this is I think exciting presentation today, so I think we'll all look forward to it. And it's a show and tell because outside is a hydrogen car, so we can get to see what's really going on. Okay, Mohamed Khaja is Program Director of Mobility at the Edmonton Regional Hydrogen Hub. Mohamed, originally from Tamil Nadu in South India, came to Canada in 2021 to pursue a master's in sustainable energy and climate change at Carleton University in Ottawa. He also holds a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Anna University in India and brings a blend of technical background to the team. Before his current role, he managed projects at the Edmonton Global and Brilliant Energy Institute. At the Edmonton Region Hydrogen Hub, Mohamed's work lies in clean energy, where he blends technical expertise with policy insights on our ecosystem initiatives. He leads the Western Canada Hydrogen Corridor Initiative, as well as discovery work into low carbon steel and sustainable aviation fuel. Seconded from Alberta's Industrial Heartland Association, he continues to manage the Hub's ongoing initiatives on clean energy and clean energy power production, awareness, building supply chain, awareness building, supply chain mapping, and workforce development, including first responders in training. Working as a convener, he has formed partnerships to develop grateful initiatives that further our ecosystem, as well as expanded our network to include more than 100 organizations. Beyond work, Mohamed is a food enthusiast, dedicated reader, an aquarist, and is actively involved in charitable work. And recently, he became a member of the Northern Lights Rotary Club. We got him in the family. And we'll get to see Mohamed again on Wednesday night because he's representing the Northern Lights Club at our gala. So anyway, welcome, Mohamed Khaja.
Thanks, Bruce. And thank you everyone for having me here. And I'm actually very glad to have joined the Northern Lights Rotary Club as well and get access to all your amazing folks through the network. Let's go ahead into the presentation and learn more about what's happening in hydrogen in our region and how it's helpful for us. So the Edmonton Hydrogen Hub is a collaborative initiative between our regional economic development agencies and technology development organizations like the Alberta Industrial Heartland Association, Edmonton Global, Edmonton International Airport, and Alberta Innovates. Our role here is an ecosystem convener where we convene conversations, etc., between industry partners as well as local organizations to drive the growth of the hydrogen economy in terms of pulling together projects, sharing news, etc. We also are a system integrator. We do our own studies into looking at techno-economic analysis as well as other feasibility studies into seeing where our region's strengths are in terms of this sector and how we can advance our economy. And we're also a policy advocate where we look at gaps in terms of early stage technologies and how to bridge them into and look at success as we move forward in terms of technology development and deployment. So why hydrogen? There are many ways to reduce emissions, as you know, and electrification is one of the best ways if you have more electricity. But in the situations where there are many other sectors which are hard to abate and hard to electrify, meaning it would take a lot of electricity and some of those sectors like jet fuel and as well as home heating in some cases in extreme weather situations, as well as in the absence of nuclear when if your grid is of a nature where you need dispatchable supply, like constant around the clock supply when you have industrial load. Right now, the renewable technologies are not there just yet to provide regular supply, where you still need natural gas. So carbon capture is one of those ways. And to save the electricity for use on more effective use cases, you could use hydrogen as a fuel to fill in the gap. And when you look at it, hydrogen does have a key role in many of those hard to abate sectors, which we'll get to pretty soon.
Sorry.
The one behind that? Next one, please. Yep. Sorry. So there are many methods of producing hydrogen. Now, just to be clear, when it comes to legal conversations, it's all carbon intensity. We don't use the colors, but for ease of explanation, I'm using the colors here. So when you look at the most common technique here, that's the gray hydrogen, where you produce hydrogen from fossil fuels like natural gas, and the process is called steam reformation, and that produces hydrogen along with carbon dioxide as emissions. Now that is most commonly used, and that's the more commercial technology right now. Same technology, when you add a carbon capture and storage system, that becomes blue hydrogen. Now we have a few projects already in the region operating in this space. And when you look at green hydrogen, it's through the process of electrolysis, where you're splitting water. And when you use green electricity, like renewables, that's considered green hydrogen. You get oxygen as a byproduct, which you can store and use elsewhere. Yeah. So that's the process in terms of producing hydrogen methods. There are other methods being produced here, developed here in Edmonton as well. We'll see that down the road. So applications of low carbon hydrogen. So hydrogen has uses across sectors. If you look at steel making, that is one of those hard to abate industry sectors. You use hydrogen in the process, which you call reduction, where you reduce the ore. You get the ore as iron oxide. You remove the oxide to make the iron pure, and that's where you use hydrogen. For our region in Alberta, there is a mine up in Peace River, which has iron in it, along with other minerals like vanadium, copper, etc. There's a company called Prism Diversify that's developing that. Looking at a new novel process where you can use hydrogen to extract the ore and then later use hydrogen to make steel from that iron powder you get. And you've got other use of hydrogen as a feedstock and fuel in hydrocracking, etc., and making other fuels like ammonia and methanol. You also use it in refining, so that's still being used right now. In Edmonton, most of our offtakes are like most of the hydrogen being produced right now is being used in that sector. Mostly, it was initially intended as when you start getting a byproduct hydrogen, that's how they started. Oil companies started using it into their own processes and to not waste it. And now that's one of the reasons why they produce it a lot to get more throughput. And in the cement sector, you use it as a booster fuel to increase the heat for the clinkers, etc. On the mobility side, you use it for vehicles. You've got a car outside that has a fuel cell. The hydrogen goes into the fuel cell. It provides electricity to the motor, and that runs the vehicle. And then you get water as a byproduct as well. So the car, when you stop it, James has got to press a button, and water actually comes out. So that's an interesting thing. For the trucks, yes, you use hydrogen same way. You use it in the fuel cell. Specific use case here is long haul heavy duty. So those huge container class 8 trucks that travel across cities for over 300 to 500 kilometers in range, and they haul here really heavy weight. These fuel cells make really good use. There's also a technology called hydrogen combustion, where you literally burn hydrogen in the engines. There's one company, Volvo, is making that. In Edmonton, you actually have 2 companies that make retrofit kits, dual fuel retrofit kits. You just put on a hydrogen tank, on the vehicle, and you blend hydrogen into the diesel engine in a certain ratio. And that actually around reduces emissions to up to 40%. So we've got two companies doing that. It's been put on some trucks and already running on the road. The other use would be aviation. So got sustainable aviation fuels. The jet fuel sector is a really hard to decarbonize sector. Jet fuel, SAF is again, there are around like 7 to 8 processes to make sustainable aviation fuels. You can use captured carbon, you use hydrogen along with it. You can make it from used cooking oil and other biomass waste, etc. And all those 7 processes use hydrogen in one way or the other as a part of the process. Right now, in terms of rail, yes, we've got CPKC, who's already got around 3 to 6 hydrogen fuel cell locomotives already running right now. We also had a train in Eastern Canada that was brought in from Germany that ran a line trial for 2 months in Quebec. There are those technologies that are coming up as well. And in shipping, you use hydrogen as well as a direct hydrogen fuel, as well as its other forms in ammonia and methanol. For buildings, that is another use case. You can use it for residential and commercial. In situations where there's extreme weather conditions like us, where temperatures go down to -40, and it's good to have another option as well. ATCO has already got their Home 1 up and running, so that's another use case that we've got here in our region. So timeline for the hub in general. So it was the Alberta Industrial Heartland Hydrogen Task Force back in 2018 or so that was brought together with the mayors of the Heartland region and some more ecosystem members that they started looking into the regional opportunity for hydrogen. And out of that was what was the basis to form the Edmonton Region Hydrogen Hub, the first iteration, launched in 2021. Through that, we've completed a lot of pilot studies, pilot projects, and some studies as well. The intent was more, the base strategy was around like first decarbonizing the industrial side, and then transportation, then heat and power. And right now, we've got a lot of projects already up and running. A few of the pilot projects have been completed. Post that, we've seen a lot of major industry announcements, particularly Dow Chemicals' expansion of their polyethylene cracker facility, which is going to use hydrogen to decarbonize their production. We've got ATCO's projects as well, the Home 1, as well as their hydrogen blending in Fort Sask. Then we've also got a lot of, all of this is possible through our innovation support, funding support through Emissions Reductions Alberta, Alberta Innovates, as well as some of the federal government programs, so Prairies Canada and the Strategic Innovation Fund. So our region produces 60% of Canada's hydrogen. All that is being produced here. Most of it is being used in the industrial side, particularly in the refining space, and we're still continuing to grow. 2 of the world's largest low-carbon hydrogen production facilities are planned to be built here. One of them is the Linde facility I mentioned, going to support Dow. The other one is the Air Products' Net Zero Hydrogen Complex, which is actually providing hydrogen to Imperial Oil's renewable diesel facility. It's another project. Both of them are carbon capture-based technologies. We've got a really good carbon capture and storage ecosystem here. Our policies have been laid since 2015 or even earlier. And as you also know, we've also got the Heidelberg's net zero cement plant facility also being built here in this region. We've got around 3 hydrogen fueling stations already up and running here, one at the airport as well. And there's one more being planned. Hopefully later this year, we should have that launched. Yeah, this is pretty much basically what I mentioned right now. We've got 6 carbon storage hubs with significant First Nation investments. We've got in the past the Alexander First Nation and Enoch Cree First Nation be involved in the hub in the hydrogen projects as well. The Alberta Carbon Trunk Line is currently the world's largest carbon pipeline, and it's helping move carbon captured through some of the projects, especially in the Shelf West side, etc. Hydrogen is also being produced. So if we were a country, we would actually be the second largest in the world for producing low carbon hydrogen based on the operational and announced projects. You can see that the rest of Canada is back down. In terms of also operational storage capacity of carbon capture storage projects, Edmonton region is the third in the world. These are one of the reasons why companies are looking at our region and coming to invest. So this is also our key markets in terms of the export conversation. We are one of the closest in the West Coast to Japan and Korea. Those regions are limited in natural resources, so they do look for other locations to import resources from. And these are the other technologies that are being developed in our region. Particularly, all of them have been affiliated with the University of Alberta. Methane pyrolysis unit is being developed by Aurora Hydrogen that uses natural gas as an input. On this, you don't get carbon dioxide as an output, you get powdered black carbon, which you can use to make tires and asphalt. You can mix it with that. And you get hydrogen on the side. You've got hydrogen being produced from bioethanol through a chemical reaction, and that's being done by SBI Bioenergy. You use ethanol and water to start the reaction, and there is a processing absorption unit, and you get hydrogen out of it with no carbon emissions. And you've got another new technology called from thermochemical water splitting, where you don't put electricity, but sunlight actually splits the water in the reaction. It's still being developed. It's with dark matter materials. And here are the mobility projects. So we've got the AZTEC vehicle, the Alberta Zero Emission Truck Electrification Collaboration. That is a project that predated the hub. It was a custom-built truck with fuel cells and chassis and everything sourced from different partners developed here, and it's now already operational on the roads. You've got the dual fuel systems. One of the companies is Diesel Tech Industries, and that's been retrofitted into an existing Class 8 diesel truck, and now companies are able to use those vehicles to decarbonize their operations. And that's one of the hydrogen cars, and that's my director, Brent Lakeman. We've got around like 12 to 15 hydrogen cars here in Alberta. The BC ecosystem has around 300. This is our fuel cell electric bus. The city of Edmonton has two of them. One is a full fuel cell electric bus. It's already running on routes 2 and 9, I believe. The other one is a dual fuel retrofitted bus. So you have a kit on an existing diesel bus as well. And those kits, they're like the other company called Innovative Fuel System makes it as well. And they can be retrofitted on motor coaches as well, which this Diversified Transport has already done that. And you've got CPKC's locomotive here. That's another use case. And these are the snow sweepers at the Edmonton Airport, which are now been retrofitted with the diesel retrofit kit. You've also got our fueling station, which is at the Edmonton Transit facilities, Wellesley facility, yeah. Oh, and that's the new high-end truck, the current commercial vehicle right now. So that's being tested across British Columbia and Alberta by different fleets. Loblaw is one company that has trialed those in British Columbia. Trimac is another company that's trialing that in Alberta. So to get the trucking companies and fleets to, and drivers to get used to these vehicles, they have low noise and low vibration, which is less stress on the spine, which reduces fatigue. So those kind of benefits are some stuff that folks are seeing through driving it. They feel a lot more comfortable. And yes, so we've also been having other conversations with the other municipalities here as well to look at deploying hydrogen vehicles. Strathcona County also has a hydrogen bus. It's operating. And we've been having a lot of global delegations come in as well as a part of the hydrogen projects to have a look at our region and our ecosystem. This is one of the projects I lead right now. It's the Western Canada Hydrogen Corridor Initiative. This is largely looking at convening the ecosystem as a whole, from hydrogen producers to refueling station infrastructure operators and the demand side, the trucking companies and their customers, largely at building hydrogen vehicle corridors between British Columbia and Alberta. So like the Edmonton to Calgary corridor and Calgary to Vancouver corridors. This is a concept study that we used to develop all the way from looking at the producer side for demand as well as the operational side on how much it would take in terms of fuel, etc., to have operations, and the ESG related stuff for the sustainability teams to convene conversations around this and how we can move forward towards deployment. This was actually something that came out from industry that they asked us in terms of developing a supply chain training for mechanics, training for first responders, total cost of ownership calculators, etc., as well as ecosystem initiatives over independent projects like just a production plant, just a fueling station, but rather get the full ecosystem in so that we don't have the risk is shared. So we don't have to take on too much right away. And this was something that one of the key stuff that came out of the 5,000 Hydrogen Vehicle Challenge workshops that we convened in 2023. Since then, we've funded the CSA group, the Canadian Standards Association, to develop a national standard on hydrogen for first responders. And that project is 3 years long and it's ongoing, which will come out with knowledge mobilization materials, etc., for first responders to adapt beyond what's already available right now to keep up to date. We've also funded the mechanic training project through the Alberta Motor Transport Association, which took folks from our ecosystem down to a hydrogen vehicle manufacturer's facility and trained on those vehicles. They came back, and now Nate has a course on hydrogen vehicle operations and training. We had a current state assessment report released in 2024, as well as a couple of delegations to Netherlands on the World Hydrogen Summit, etc. And as of 2024, we formed partnerships with the Calgary Economic Development, Prince George, Prince Rupert, and Fort Mac. And as of last January, we launched the project, and currently we finished phase 1, and we're into another application for the pre-launch related engagements. So we did receive a lot of support on the project side, with key players being interested in deploying these vehicles and moving towards commercialization. On the heat and power side, as you know, Bill C-52 is key to enabling that hydrogen blending in the utility framework. And right now, we've already got a hydrogen blending project at ATCO's Discovery Center in Fort Sask. Some of these projects have also been happening in other parts of Canada, like Enbridge has been doing it in Ontario as well, in Markham, Ontario. We've got the hydrogen heated show home called Home One in Qualco Communities at Sherwood Park. So that's got 2 hydrogen-ready boilers. So there are companies like Gradient Thermal and Rinnai Hydrogen that use hydrogen to heat your homes. So it's that, as well as backup power applications are another conversation that's coming up in terms of stationary fuels. Yes, back to our region and overall, like the larger vision for our ecosystem as well. This shows our current carbon storage hubs, the 6 around our region, as well as some of the solar projects, and how our transportation projects on the buses and the truck side, as well as the fueling infrastructure that we've got. We're one of those unique locations across the globe where we're both a production and consumption ecosystem. Normally, you would see that it's either one of the two, with either production being at some other point, etc. And we're also in conversations on with other major global players on moving hydrogen through rail to different other locations to provide our product that's being developed here, the hydrogen in particular. And yeah, yes, role for hydrogen hubs. So for us, it's more on like building off of the pilot projects that we've done and now start convening industry conversations to move towards those commercialization phases, facilitating infrastructure investments as well. So we do speak to the public sector funding organizations like the Infrastructure Bank and Growth Fund, as well as private sector investment organizations through our conversations. We're part of these ministerial delegations that go abroad, and we also host all those inbound delegations. We should take them around the region and share our findings or knowledge. Communicating best practices as well as engaging stakeholders. I'm doing right now, awareness building, etc. And also the key part is identifying and addressing ecosystem gaps. So when a neutral player convenes an ecosystem, we do have that ability where private conversations beyond the group ecosystem, we get to see what's failed elsewhere and how we can help bring that together. A key thing that from one of my conversations or presentations in the US that I've heard is that they've been struggling with the situation where they don't see state level ambition. It's all private investment, private companies trying to have to come together and find ways. But in our region, it's the other way around, I would say. It was our regional organizations and our state level ambition that actually has helped build this ecosystem. So we have 2 annual events. First one's coming up, the Canadian Hydrogen Convention. It's one of North America's largest hydrogen events. It's between April 21 and 23 at the Edmonton Convention Center. We have a lot of attendees. A couple of years ago, we even hosted the President of Poland in 2024. We had over 10,000 people attend that event. There is a discount code for folks who want to attend. You get free trade floor pass through that code, as well as 25% off if you want to sit for the conference sessions. And we've also got the Carbon Capture Canada conference that happens in September every year as well. So, yeah. Yeah, I'll stop there. I don't know, are we good for time?
Yeah, we've got time for some questions.
Right. Two, is the, especially in the mobility applications, is the explosiveness, is that an issue anywhere?
No, it's the handling needs to be taken care of in terms of like the valves are different, etc. But otherwise, we've been safely handling hydrogen for many years now. And one of the reasons why we have the cars all operating is also because of how safe it is and how much similar it is to the other vehicles as well. So.
The second one, in your mind, how long will it take before a hydrogen vehicle is competitive with electrical or internal combustion?
You mean cars or trucks? It's two different
Let's say
things.
cars.
I think it would take quite a while longer. So when you look at total cost of ownership, it's 2 things. One, the cost of the vehicle, and the other thing, the cost of hydrogen. So right now, we don't have enough hydrogen beyond what's already being used. So the new facility, the Azola station, and is all just starting up right now to help support these projects. The cost of hydrogen needs to come down around $5 to $10 in that range for you to have cars. Yeah.
Any other questions? Jeremy's on.
Yeah, yeah. Now the vehicle you've got here now is basically an electric vehicle that uses the hydrogen fuel cell as opposed to burning the hydrogen. Okay, gotcha. Couple of things I'm wondering about. I'm wondering, what do you use to store it on the vehicle? Because I don't suppose there's anyone here that remembers, but a number of years ago, I brought a fellow out to speak with a gentleman who was Dr. Dave Chateau from, he was a mechanical engineering prof from the U of A, and one of his specialties was alternate fuels. And he always used to say that hydrogen is the fuel of the future, and it'll always be the fuel of the future. And one of the problems is to have either you have very large storage tanks, say on a vehicle, or you compress it enough to get it into a smaller storage tank, but to compress it enough, you basically use a gallon of gasoline to compress it enough to get it smaller. And so I'm wondering what you use for a fuel tank on that vehicle. And the other thing is along Fred's first question. if any of you drive by, say, the Esso refinery out east of here, you'll notice there's a spherical storage tank off by itself. It's always away from everything else, and that's where they store hydrogen. And there can't be any welding around that area because the hydrogen molecule is so small that it can actually seep through a steel storage tank. And so I'm just wondering about the, like, say, you can't bring a propane vehicle into an underground parking lot, and I'm wondering if that's the same for a hydrogen vehicle and how you can safely store it. I would think, say, for a house or something, it would have to be stored outside, but can you shed some light on that?
How many questions was that? That's like another presentation.
So your first question.
Storage space.
Sorry.
Yeah, so the vehicles, they use compressed hydrogen cylinders, which will store compressed hydrogen in it, pressurized to up to 700 bar. The trainers can store both hydrogen and natural gas as well. Right now, the fueling stations that we have are like 350 bar stations, so that's also something that you can store hydrogen in that same pressure, but you would get lower range. It's the only difference. And right now, yeah, the second station that we're building would be a 700 bar as well. And all those other trucks that you're looking at is also 700 bar trucks. You have a liquid hydrogen vehicle now that's being developed by Daimler Trucks in Europe that uses liquid hydrogen directly, not as compressed gas.
So you have to keep the tank super cold then.
Yeah. So that's one technology. One of those other vehicles that I showed as well, this one's actually a cryo-compressed hydrogen cylinder that's also stores gas, but at more colder levels. So that's also another technology that's being used right now in terms of that. As for the safety aspect, we've been operating these vehicles right now for around 2 to 3 years, I believe, at the airport. In terms of storage, like even for the trucks as well, there's like designated centers that do the maintenance in terms of changing the tires, etc. There is a code that's been developed now from the CSA group to that facilities need to be upgraded to handle all those heavy duty vehicles as well. As for these cars, you are able to store them, have them outside the homes actually.
Okay, thank you, Jim. I think that's the last question.
Okay, or if we get to the point where we've got a lot of hydrogen and we want to transport it, is there any problem transporting it through pipelines? Because I presume you can't build pipelines that are going to take 700 bars. Maybe you can.
No, so pipeline depends on the number of compressors and the width as well as the pressure levels that say how the capacity, define the capacity of those pipelines. In terms of transporting it right now, within 200 kilometers, compressed gas tube trailers by road is economical. Beyond 200 to around 700 kilometers, liquid hydrogen is the best. Beyond that, it's better to do pipelines. We actually do have around like 60 kilometers of hydrogen pipelines already in Edmonton, mostly within the industrial heartland. So they've all been there even before 2016 itself. So they've already been operating.
Anyone else?
Excellent.
I've got a question. Sure. Your vehicle out there, what's the range?
I believe it's around 500 to 550 maximum, but since we don't have around the 350, we don't have the 700 bar fueling, we don't get that range.
Okay.
So pretty much the max we can do is half that.
Yeah. So whenever that fueling infrastructure comes into place, then you'd be able to fuel it up better.
Good question, similar to yours, on when you would see it for cars. The grade of hydrogen that goes into a fuel cell vehicle needs to be way more pure than what you would use for industrial use. So that's an extra level of cleaning and purification. But for the dual fuel kit, you don't need that. You can use industrial hydrogen itself, so it gets burned. But for a fuel cell vehicle, you would need a 700 bar fueling station, as well as you would need a purification unit to get it up to fuel cell grade purity. So right now, most of the use cases that we are focusing on is for long haul heavy duty transport. That's also one sector where there's avoided cost in moving away from diesel, like diesel exhaust fluid, etc., and hauling capacity lower. Refueling times compared to charging, etc. That's you get to get a full tank depending on the fueling station and the equipment, maximum up to 20 minutes as opposed to hours. And this is a huge thing for the trucking ecosystem. It impacts their cost. So that's sort of like where we're looking at.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And as a reminder of your visit here today, we have a Rotary Club of Edmonton West tea or coffee cup. Not that you can use it today because of Ramadan, but and there you go. Okay. Hi, Master Happy Bucks. Fred.
Got time?
Sure.
Okay. Start off with, anybody got extra ones of these in the closet? Okay, you only need one, and we'll probably get another one at the golf tournament this year. Annie and I will take them to Guatemala and give them away there, so anybody's got extras, bring them, and we'll take them to Guatemala. Both. And sorry, Annie mentioned on the blood drive that we only have about 4 people signed up so far, so I'm sure we can do better than that. Okay. Enough said. Okay. General trivia. I ran out of good ideas as far as. So.
All about general?
All right. Come on. Where do I point this thing to make it go? There we go. Hang on, back. I'll start. The rules are, if you get it, it should make you really happy. And that means you should probably give $1. If you don't get it, it's $2, okay, a toonie. And guests can play, but they don't have to pay, right? So we'll start off with Dewart. Dewart, what's the most expensive spice in the world?
I have no idea.
Try guess.
Saffron.
Very good.
Oh, you've got
Yeah, but
that.
you still owe $2. Okay.
I'll have to.
Okay, Bev. What's the capital of Venezuela?
Oh, I knew saffron, I don't.
They just bombed it.
Caracas.
Caracas,
That's
yeah.
$2. Okay, John. What was the name of Roy Rogers' horse?
Was that a trigger question?
Yeah. Annie, which 2 rivers flow through Winnipeg?
Having never been to Winnipeg. I don't know.
Okay,
The Red River.
red and the Assiniboine. Okay,
Sorry.
Ingrid. What's the name of a group of swans?
Oh. See.
Swansea.
A bevy. $2. Mohamed, what's this guy's middle name?
No, we don't care.
Well, it starts with a J and it doesn't mean jerk. Well, it does mean jerk. It's John. Bruce,
Yes.
what's the highest value poker hand?
I would say 4 aces.
Well,
That was the other one, actually.
Lauren? What's the name of male duck?
Mallard.
Nope.
Drake.
Also.
Okay, Gary. What's the river that flows through Rome?
Orange.
Go ahead. Tiber, yeah, I think you're a coach still. Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, Doug. What do these stars signify?
I think it's got to do with the number of years of service.
I think I'll give it to you, yeah.
Still, he's stuff I got.
Well, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Daryl. What's the name? What's the name of that machine?
That's a meat grinder.
What is that?
Oh, it's a free.
Too late. Myrna, who's this guy?
Well, that's. Brendan Trump. Yes.
Yeah, very good. Okay. What's the name of the group of porcupines? Jen?
I don't know, a herd?
So good.
Jago. Who played Butch Cassidy in the Sundance Kid? Who are the two actors?
I'm too young.
Shout out somebody.
Robert Redford.
There we go. Yep.
Both gone.
Grant,
Oh.
you're from a farm. The barrel. Yeah, you can always tell a barrel by the sad look on their face.
Oh,
Andrew Nath.
We'll see you
Very
Wednesday.
good. Yeah.
We'll see you on Wednesday.
Yeah. And James? Whose car is that?
Batman.
Very good.
Adam West.
And Rob? What's the name of a group of magpies?
He's not a murderer. That's crows.
That's crows, yep.
Yeah.
That'll be next week.
Gang.
You missed this one.
That makes sense.
I might have a couple more here. Just shout it out if you know it.
Colorado.
Very good.
Nanny
Nanny and.
and Billy.
Nanny and Billy, yeah.
Green.
Milk County.
Gary, yeah. There we go.
Just a quickie, that, the one about what you call a male duck, I remember years and years ago, they said that it really shouldn't be Donald Duck, it should be Donald Drake.
And for that second speech, that'll be $5. And we'll ask Bruce to the podium here and he'll carry on.
I'd like to call upon past President Daryl White to come forward, please. What our club does is to recognize the previous year's president for his service to the club. And what we do is we give him a Paul Harris pin. In Daryl's case, he's going to be now a Paul Harris +1, which means he has one blue sapphire on his pin. So thank you for your service last year, and this is to recognize you for that.
Okay, and moving right along with our program, Doug, you want to talk about 395?
Quickly.
Two weeks ago on Tuesday night, Lauren and I went out to visit 395 Air Cadet Squadron. He went there to see if they cashed our check for 10 grand. Do you know if they did?
Still don't know. No, they didn't.
Okay. Well, I'm going there tomorrow night, so I will ask the question. And apparently we have what, 3 officers and one of the cadets coming to our
Yeah.
anniversary on Wednesday night. So a couple things, with the Air Cadet Squadron, their enrollment is 218 members now. And that is, because Lauren, I think historically they were running at about 150,
Yeah.
something like that, 218. And at the parade that night, they had 98 members. So one of the things I'm going to be doing now that I'm in a semi-retirement mode is I'm going to be spending more time at the squadron for a couple of reasons. One is it's we've supported that squadron for 50 plus years, but the issue there is always around skill sets and teaching people leadership skills and things like that. So it's a unique opportunity for education and training that you don't normally get. And so I'm going to take an interest in that. And so I'll be doing ongoing updates and just keeping the club in tune with what's happening there and supporting that. They're going to be having their annual parade. It's going to be April 11th, somewhere in there. So I'll report back on that. And so it's good to see 98 people out. They need some band members though. Their band is a bit squawkish. So anyway, we'll go from there. Anyway, that's the update. So thank you.
Where's the blood?
Okay, I actually had on my agenda here about the blood donor challenge. And Annie, did you want to say something about that day and what we're doing?
So after the meeting, the bus will come and pick us up here.
On April 13th,
On April 13th.
right?
Yeah, and then they drive you to do the blood draw, which takes with everybody about 40 minutes if there's 10 of us, and then they'll drive us back here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And takes nothing to donate blood, just an arm, and close your eyes if you want.
See how quickly they can get blood from us.
Yes, that's another competition. Left arm, right arm, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. So, and so that's April 13th, right? Okay, good. Also, we have our charity golf tournament coming up, and that'll be in July. And at this time, this will be the first time I'm going to be requested is for 2 bottles of wine from each of our Rotary members here in the club. And the bottles of wine have to be minimum $20 a piece. 2 bottles of wine, and then we can do a live auction on that and make a lot of money off of it. So I'll be here with a open bag to collect the wine and record your name for future meetings, and we'll go from there. Also, we are looking for silent auction prizes. And Annie, you want to say something about them?
I just want to say that we're full for sponsors. We're full for golfers and sponsors. So
Thank you, Spencer.
Yes.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean if you want to sponsor a silent auction.
yes.
Exactly.
This is for the
And-
whole.
And just to let you know, and I've been dealing out of people's trunks of cars for the last 2 or 3 weeks, where we transfer something from one trunk to the next trunk, and I got a pile of liquor off of Annie and Spencer, and there's some great products in there. There's bottles of Remy Martin cognac. There's Glenfiddich 12-year-old.
How's it taste?
It's pretty good. Yeah, that little short straw I use there. Bottle of Glenfiddich 12-year-old, Dalmori 12-year-old, and there's also a bottle of 2011 Graham's Vintage Port, which is worth bidding on. So that's just what I think Spencer and Annie just cleaned out their liquor cabinet and passed it over to me. So that'll be for the golf tournament. But it doesn't stop any of our other members for donating things. If you've got a wedding gift or a retirement gift or whatever that you really don't want and it's still in the box, we'll take it and we'll sell it on our silent auction. So we regift it. You don't have to even worry about the term regifting, and we'll go from there. Okay, upcoming events. Wednesday, downstairs in the big room, we have our 70th anniversary. And we have the Lieutenant Governor coming out. Did you want to say a few words about that?
Yes, I would.
Pass me the mic.
Good.
So Wednesday is the big day, and we're all very excited, and our committee has been working really, really hard. So Annie and Bev and Sherry and Lauren and Spencer and Jackie have been the committee. On Saturday, Lauren and Annie and I spent some time at my house, and when they were leaving, I can attest to the fact that they were moving things from one trunk to another. And I'm sure my neighbors were wondering because there were 3 boxes and they definitely were liquor boxes, you could tell. Just before I say a few more comments about the anniversary, Fred, I'm surprised that we didn't have the question. What happened on February 23rd, 1905? Paul Harris invited 3 of his buddies for lunch. And that's how Rotary started.
That's right.
And that was actually our actual anniversary date. But we moved it to Wednesday, right? Because we thought people wouldn't want to come on a Monday. So that's why we have Wednesday. So just a couple of things for our group to know. We're going to start promptly at 6:30, which means that we're going to have a procession at 6:30. The mayor and the lieutenant governor are supposed to arrive at 6:15. The piper is supposed to arrive at 6 and warm up. The mayor and the lieutenant governor and her aide, whom I was speaking with earlier, you have no idea the number of questions they have. They want to know everything. They will be waiting in the lobby while the rest of us are in the main room. I will make the announcement at just 5 minutes to go, and then they will be led in by the piper to their table. Then the piper has to play the vice-regal salute for the lieutenant governor. And because the mayor is the only other dignitary, he will be with her instead of him coming in separately. Okay? Then, because the mayor needs to leave early to go to another event, he needs to speak before dinner. The protocol for the lieutenant governor is that she always needs to speak before food is served. So we will have a quick welcome. Then I will introduce her. She will come up and make her remarks. Then the mayor will come up and bring his greetings. I said 1 to 2 minutes is what he gets. She gets 5 minutes. He gets 1 to 2 minutes. And then Bev will give her invocation, which is beautiful. She's written it. Then we'll have dinner. So the dinner will probably be served about 6:45. And then about 7:30, a little bit later, we'll start with the program. And Annie has done an amazing job on this slide presentation. And that's going to talk about all our different projects that we've done over the last 70 years. And we've been practicing, so it should be great. It should be good. And then we will have, a grand finale, is what I like to call it. Okay? So any questions? Jim?
Are you aware that the lieutenant governor's husband is a member of the Mayfield Rotary Club?
Of course. Of course.
Maybe some of the other members aren't.
Yeah, he is. He's a long time member of the Mayfield Club, but unfortunately, and I think it is common knowledge, he's ill. He's actually going through chemo. And when I spoke with Selma, when I met her just in a coffee shop, actually, she just said it would depend on how he's feeling that day. If he feels well enough, he will come. But if he doesn't feel well enough, he won't come. So Dexter, her aide, was just telling me that probably he won't, but we'll see. I said we will always have a space for him. Any other questions? Okay. Yes, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I can attest to Ingrid being very busy. I mean, even today, she's talking with the protocol officer, I believe, with the lieutenant governor just prior to this meeting. And she's met with people downtown at City Hall to finalize those details as well for Wednesday. Any other questions on that? Keep it down to a short 5-minute speech there, Jim.
Do you have any other dates? What's the next meeting after the 9th? Because I've got some conflicts.
March 30th.
March 30.
The 30th.
30.
Okay, so it's not 2 weeks after, it's 3 weeks after.
Well, 2 weeks after, most of our club is in Guatemala. So that puts 7 members to Guatemala. There was talk about maybe meeting informally over at the lounge here, but I'm not sure how that but they are talking about it, so.
I think Daryl was going to work.
The 30th works better for me, so.
Okay, well, we changed it all for you, Jim.
Good.
Okay, March 4th. March 4th is Okay, March 4th is the Edmonton Food Bank volunteering, and see Annie, she put a request out for people to attend that. March 9th is our next meeting, guest speaker Julie Strom for Pathways to Housing, and that is here, well, next door, actually. And like I say, the Guatemala group is going out on March 12th and back on the 23rd, which is a Monday. Yeah, so that's 11 days later. So, and we go down there every year. I can't remember how many times, but Al, Fred, myself, Annie, Doug's been there, Daryl's been there, Jim Johnson.
Karen's going this year.
Okay, Karen Gibbons this year. We have 15 people going down, and we should be met with at least that number of people as part of the Guatemalan team as well. And just for those people who don't know what we do down there, we do eye clinics, basically about 5 or 6 days of eye clinics, and we look after between 600 and 1,000 patients, depending on what the volume is. All very fast stuff, but very well organized, and it's the drive for 5.5 hours to one place, 3.5 hours to the next place, and 2 hours to this place. And and one thing about it is Fred brings his Fitbit, I think you call it, your watch with you. So him riding in the back of the van, he walks like 1,600 steps just by sitting there.
Yeah, 4 hours of travel, my Fitbit got 14,000 steps.
Bumpy road.
Bumpy roads, yeah. Anything else before we close business? Dave?
But the car, can we take a look at the car out there? Yeah, so if you want
Okay.
to stop on the way out.
The vehicle is right in front of the front door out here, and you can take a look at it. And Ingrid, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, just one more comment. So I'll just do this. So when you come, those of you who have asked for tables, you'll have a name on your table. And then we're going to be people that are coming from the agencies that we are representing and working with. They are going to be spread out throughout the room. But at their tables will be other seaters, other room available. So we'll have, for example, the squadron, and then we have open seating, which means that there are 4 or 5 seats available there. And there are some tables that just say open seating, which means anybody. Just to be clear. Okay.
Okay, and if you need to pick up a ticket yet for Wednesday, Ingrid's here, Annie's here.
Yeah.
Talk to her before we close the meeting. Okay, close the meeting. We'll do the 4-way test and have everybody say this. The 4 of things we say, think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned?
I'm so glad you're gonna joining us on Wednesday. Hopefully it'll be after Sunday.
It is.
Yeah.
Thanks, Fred. Yeah, so can I pay by refund or can I? No, I already sent the email. No, I didn't give that other name. I'm asking for the people's name. It should be, yeah, I didn't actually screen it. I can email. Just a picture. Yeah. So I won't put your slideshow.
So you got that.
Let me know. No, not
Not a formal meeting, we're just get together, have a drink. Dinner, drinks.
Yes, we'll make sure that you sit.
Let's have fun, of course.
What's our,
You're the horse.
what's the email for the e-transfer?
But we are, I mean, everything's.
I can write it out.
Okay.
Let me do that.
Just have said,